somewhere. Here we go. You got a 3, 2, 1. We're live. Hi. Hey guys, happy Thursday, November 29th. Once again, I have to give a shout out to my wife's. It's her birthday today.
Happy birthday.
She's 30. Thank you. I'm with the beautiful Linda Guzman and the beautiful Lulu Rivera-Freeman. Guzman. Do I say it right? Guzman. Okay, Guzman. So let us know you can hear us and see us. Always my biggest fear. You don't want to miss out on these two ladies. We're going to talk about leadership and loyalty and listings maybe, and definitely lip gloss, right?
Yes.
So I love how you guys put chapstick. What did you put when you were talking about it?
So I want to shout out lip gloss and real estate real quick because we're live with Ted Bogert.
Yes. Guys.
Everybody, say hello. We're all over. This is a double live show, so this is actually something super special. And as you guys know, we're doing our first chapstick and real estate segment with the king of social media.
Chapstick and that's what it was. That's awesome. Thank you.
So we're so excited. He's going to get in on us. We're going raw with him. So let's get started.
Let's get started. Hey, listen, I like it when a lady directs me. So you tell me what I'm doing, Linda.
There you go.
You can take the show over.
Yeah, there you go.
But they know you. They know you guys. You guys have your own amazing show, which obviously we're on that show too. And I love it. Where did you come up with the thought process? Where did you come up with the idea for the show?
So one day, Lou and I are just sitting there, we're looking at each other, we're like, okay, so there's, we feel that women are catty a lot, we argue a lot, we hate on each other a lot, right? So we're like, we want to create a platform where we do the opposite of that, right? Yeah. So we sit there and we promote, we motivate, we thrive, we cry, we fail together, but we fix each other's crown. Yeah. So we said, you know what?
I love that.
Yeah, so we said, you know what, let's just do something crazy.
It was literally at your dining room.
Yeah, I said, let's just do the first show. And I said, Lulu, will you be the first guest? She was like, all right.
Yes.
Heck yeah.
And I'm like, can I ask you a whole bunch of questions? She's like, sure. And it just started kind of like evolving. And we came up with the name, not because we're in real estate, but because, like what Lulu said the other day, it's your life, your being is your real estate. Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, I like that too.
So that's the name of it. And then, as it's gotten bigger, we've said, we need some boys.
Yes.
Right?
And who better?
Who better to
I transitioned there.
Yeah, there you go. Who better than our guy, Ted?
You guys are
so, that's where it came. And, next year we've got some great stuff going on.
You do? Are you going to share with us? Do we get an exclusive yet or no?
I say stay tuned for Mother's Day month.
Yes.
May 2019, people. Watch out.
Yeah.
So you guys are partners in real estate.
Yes.
Right?
We are partners in real estate.
And how did you meet?
So we met through my husband, actually. And when we met, she was not in real estate. I wasn't in real estate. Well, I've always been in real estate, but we weren't in the capacity that we're in today.
Right.
And I want to say last year she said, hey, I'm getting my real estate license. I said, great. And then she called me about a year later and said, I got my license. And I'm like, well, let's meet. I had a team, but I never really wanted to add anybody. And then it was like one of those God's timing, right?
Yeah. You guys seem like you've known each other your whole lives. That's how it comes across.
It feels like that.
We finish each other's sentences.
I believe that.
Yes.
There's a wonderful camaraderie there, a wonderful bond, lots of good
It's a sisterhood, really.
It's a sisterhood, and it's a blessing. And I feel that what better person to have a platform with than her? Because we've cried together, we've been angry, we've been through it all.
We share everything.
Share everything. Yeah, I mean, so I think it's awesome. You
Peach.
Oh, your little peach. That's it. Your little peach. I love that.
How do you say it in Spanish?
Melocotón.
So say it again.
Like, melocotón. And I'll be like, melocotoncito.
Yeah, and let's show them. And then we have the little peach symbols.
The emojis.
I
She's
love
my peach.
that.
She's my peach.
Isn't that wonderful to have somebody? So one of the things that I put in the topic, which you're going to ask me questions too, but loyalty. So you were talking about, you were talking about how women are catty. I mean, people in general are catty, but what I find interesting about women is that there's so much noise about empowering women, and yet when you get to the nitty-gritty, it's not always like that,
It really isn't. And you know what? We face that a lot. You know, we get we want to be on lip gloss. Yeah, woo, women empowerment.
Right.
And then we're like,
but why?
See, we watch now. Because we have this show, it kind of stands out now. We're like, okay, you want to be on the show, but we don't see a lot of motivating.
Right.
And,
What's the
you're not walking it like you talking it, right?
Correct.
So, and it comes out now because we have the show. We're like, okay, so she's awesome. She's a leader. She's got a lot of great qualities, but she's not a leader. So I don't know. You know what I mean? So
yes, I do know what you mean.
It comes out now. It does come out
You
now.
watch, and Kimber, thank you. She says the chemistry on the show is so magnetic. They're magnetic, aren't they? But I think you're right. So I know that women tend to be really harsh on each other in a different way than men. So I joke that men will punch each other in the private parts or in the arm, and then we're going to go have a beer later.
Yes.
So
You
true.
all
I would
hold,
love that.
I'm saying you all, I'm generalizing, but women tend to hold on to
Yes.
it. And you
Yeah.
can bring up something, and it's the same thing in marriage, just for the record.
Yes.
You can bring up something from 25 years ago in 3 days
Yeah.
and remember it.
Yeah.
But see, so the platform is designed to stop that, right?
Yeah.
So we want
To do away.
That's why we have a platform, so to show people, you know what, you could be beautiful and fail, and it's okay. You could. There's so many avenues as being a woman that we face. And I think that with the right support, it's okay to fail, get mad at each other, to argue.
so much.
Isn't this amazing?
Look, it's Anthony.
We're so
Say
happy.
hi to
Hi,
Anthony.
We were starving.
Anthony's a media
We were
star on
starving.
his own.
How you doing, Anthony?
Look,
Say
guys,
hi,
we
Anthony.
were starving. What a blessing.
They
you
brought the
so much,
food.
Anthony.
We came directly on Ted's show and on lip gloss and chapstick on an empty stomach.
Hi, Belkis.
So, thank you so
Oh,
much.
look, he's
They're
got the
amazing.
fries too.
Yes.
He's got silverware.
This is the first meal of the day right here.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, you guys are
liquid
hungry.
lunch.
I had a
Liquid
couple
lunch.
of beets and a beet salad.
Oh, very nice.
So, what is your vision of the show? Like, what are your plans? What do you want to do? Or is that the May 2019? I'm not allowed to ask about. Are
That's
you
part of
planning?
it, I
Is it
think.
part of it?
I think that's one of the things that are spinning off, but
Yeah.
really just the mission and the vision are sisterhood, empowerment,
Yeah.
but the real kind. You know what I mean? We all struggle with it. We're and excuse my French, we've all been a judgy asshole at one point
A
or
mean
another.
girl. She calls it a mean girl.
A mean girl, that's right. We all have.
And,
I
and,
agree.
and I work really hard to not be that person, but sometimes I am. But when I am,
We check ourselves.
We check.
Yeah.
Listen.
Now we check ourselves. We're like, wait a
Yes.
minute, I'm being an asshole.
Yeah.
And
we take it back.
And we take it back. And the platform's super cool because it also allows you to actually know someone.
Right.
There's especially a lot of successful women, right? We've got like a bad rap or a
Yes.
bad name. Oh, she's
Yeah.
she's a bitch or she's
Yeah.
this.
Well,
the
how did she
platform-
get there? What did she
yeah,
have to do to
yeah,
get there?
and
Correct.
Yeah, and
You know?
there's a platform
Yes.
that allows you to just be who you are. Like,
Right.
Lulu, who are you? Where do you come from?
Yes.
What scares you?
And without judgment.
Without judging.
Without fear
Exactly.
You create a safe environment
Yes.
for people
Safe
to be able to do
environment.
that.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and we all have our issues.
We
That's what's
absolutely
super cool.
do. So when people watch the show, a lot of times afterwards, they'll say, God, I wish I had it together like you. I'm like, I don't know who you're talking about,
only knew,
but it's not
right?
me. I don't have it together, and I don't really know anybody that has 100% together all the time.
No.
So when you see us out here, when we have a passion for this, we love it,
Right.
but it doesn't mean behind the scenes we're not going through the same thing you're going through, the same
Absolutely.
troubles, the same
Probably even
tribulations.
worse.
Right.
Probably even
Even worse.
crazier.
Yeah.
Because we don't like to talk about it. Because
Correct.
how can I empower you if I'm falling apart?
It's
Exactly.
a really fine line,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So people
Exactly.
will
It's a
come to me.
struggle.
And so I try to be as vulnerable as I
Yeah.
possibly can on the show because I want people to see, look, I'm human just
Yeah.
like
Right.
you.
Yes.
I mean, it's not all lights and cocktails, although I wish it was.
All
but
citrusy.
All
Yeah.
citrusy. But I think that it's important for you all out there to know that we're all going through something.
Correct.
And that's why we like to share it all
Right.
the time. We want other people to be empowered by the fact that we also are going through
Right.
it just like
Absolutely. And I want to touch on loyalty because you mentioned that.
Yeah.
And I think that that's important with women
I agree.
because we've got to learn to be more loyal to each other. And that starts with, if your girlfriend is making all this money or she's successful this year, you know what? Accept it.
Can't
Be
you love her
happy
for it?
Love her
Be
for
happy.
it. And still be loyal though.
Yeah.
Don't just, I see it all the time. It's like you're friends and then, it's like you feel like you're growing apart. You don't have to grow apart because one became successful, one became a mom,
Right.
and then all of a sudden there's no loyalty
Exactly.
no more. And then her
Exactly.
business is coming. It's like, I feel like that has nothing to do with it. At
Right.
the end of the day, go
For
ahead.
me, I mean, if anyone I know is thriving, I want to tell the world. You sell
too.
Band-Aids? You know what? Let's go. I'm going to buy all the Band-Aids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a great example.
But you know what I mean? Whether big or small, if you are celebrating a success, if you're building a career, if you are expecting French
Here come
fries,
their French
let's
fries.
be happy for it. You know what I mean? Thank you.
Anthony's
so
like, this
much.
is not what I thought my
Anthony,
TV debut
Shout
would
out
be.
to the service
Thank
of the
you.
Citrus Club.
Thank you.
There's some water.
Oh, look, you
my
brought
gosh,
water
that's
too. Look
it.
at this.
I'm taking him home with me.
We're so blessed. We're so
Till
blessed.
the 3
Shout
a.m.,
out
right?
to
Is that what we
Anthony.
got, right?
Shout out to
Thank you,
Anthony.
Anthony.
Shout out to
Thank you
Anthony.
so
everyone.
much.
Peace
So
out.
Ted, we want to ask you a few questions
Oh, God.
on your own show, by the way, right?
right,
I'm
here we
sure
do.
everyone
Sorry.
questions, who's Ted? Right?
Teddy?
Ted seems like he's got it all together. He is not camera shy. He's an amazing, vibrant real estate glue. Everybody loves Ted.
Oh,
so we want to
that's
talk
so
about
sweet.
Ted a little bit on Chapstick and on his show. Tell us a little about yourself. Who are you?
Wow, I've never been asked that question before. See, I thought
Leave
you
it to
guys are
us.
going to try, and I'm like, nah, I'm not going to let them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I have a crazy background. I've shared a lot of it on the show before. I come from a really bad background, right?
Okay.
So I have shared that, and I feel like that I was able to break that cycle.
Yeah.
And so it really, I like to talk about it, but not until people are ready to hear me talk about it. Because I think that you want to share with people, you want to be vulnerable,
Right.
but a lot of people can't accept too much vulnerability, which I find
Sure.
interesting. So, yeah, I had a horrible background. I mean, I had a great Italian family growing up, but my basic family unit was absolutely horrible. And so I was able to come out of that and do more things. But I want to tell you a couple other secrets. I'm a man of faith. I also I had 5 years of counseling in college, which was incredibly helpful to
Wow,
the
that's
person I
awesome.
am. And I hate when people feel like there's a stigma on that, and I think that it was
Yes,
incredibly
we need to
helpful for
talk
me.
about
Yeah, we need to
and
talk about that.
it helped me be the dad that I am, the husband I am, the friend that I am, the person I am, because I was able to work through a lot of things. You think you can do it on your own, people. You really can't most
Yeah,
times.
yeah.
So that's kind of my background.
What motivates you?
Wow. I think people inspire me. I want to make my friends and my family as successful as possible. So everything that I do, I have that in the back of my mind. I want to make enough money, make enough connections, do enough good things in the world so that everybody can benefit. I know that sounds super crazy.
And it's okay to be crazy, right?
But
I love
it's
that, though.
the way that's the way I live, and so people will ask me a lot of times, you can't possibly be that happy all the time. Well, the truth is I really am, and there's no medicine making me this way unless you count vodka.
Yeah.
Vodka definitely helps.
Yeah.
But I think that you make choices. You guys should
Right.
eat. You make choices to be happy. You
Yeah.
make a choice to be happy, and I tell people that, and they hate to hear it. But every day I get to wake up in the morning and I choose, okay, is this going to bother me or isn't it? Am I going to be happy today or am I
Yeah.
not? And I think it's super important for you to make that choice to be
Absolutely.
happy.
So I have another question since we're talking about what you do when you wake up in the morning. What do you do for you? Because I feel like you do a lot for a lot of
Yes.
people. You know, you do. I feel like that's what you do all day. Is
Yeah.
you really just support everybody else.
Like servicing,
What
servicing,
do you do
servicing.
for you?
You know, that's a great question. I think that is so fulfilling to me as a human being. It feeds my soul.
Yeah.
And so it's not all altruistic. I mean, I do this because I love it, but it also gives me back so much.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that sounds really hoity-toity and crazy, but I'm telling you that it makes me feel good to do
those
good things. So
I
I
love that.
feed off of that. My soul gets fed. My spirit gets fed. That's a great question. I get asked a lot why, like today I fit in, like I've got crazy shows the next 2 days because I go to a conference next week that you guys should go to. But
Hint,
hint. But I want to get as many people in. Like I'm doing a show tomorrow morning with the Batman guy.
I love
Yeah.
Just
that.
because I want to
Yeah,
promote
that's
Ida's
awesome.
event.
That's so cool.
And so I'm like, I don't want to be there at 10 o'clock. I love you, Ida. I'm telling you the truth.
Yeah.
But I'm going to do it because
Honesty.
I get an opportunity to. Why would I not
Yeah.
do it? So anyway, that's sort of a long roundabout answer to your question.
Well, and I love it. How do you deal with adversity?
Oh, you really are asking questions.
Uh-huh.
So
We're gonna
I
keep it
am
going.
a,
We're on the
well, I want to ask you guys the same questions. I think it's important for people to hear how each person kind of deals
Yes.
with it. So for me, I like to I'm not a reactive person. So I'm a very proactive person. So when somebody comes at me with adversity, I try super hard to not get emotionally invested initially.
That's hard.
And try to, it is very hard. It's
Yeah.
not easy. So I'm saying I try to do it. I don't do it perfect every time.
Yeah.
But I think that if I can step back and try to figure out where they're coming from and why, then it allows me to disarm them a little better and try to figure out what a solution is that is dually based or triply based or however many people are involved.
Yeah.
Rather than me just going, well, screw you.
Which is the easiest
Which is the
thing to do.
easiest way to do it.
Yeah.
So what
And
about
the
you
first
guys?
reaction too.
It is. So immediately, you know what? You get emotional. Of course, you're a human being.
Yeah.
The hair on the back of my neck stands
Starts-
up.
yeah.
I'm like, are you insane? Did you just say that to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
want to kill you first.
Yeah.
That's Italian. So.
That's the
Yeah.
Italian,
Yes.
the blood starts
Then
to
but
boil.
I have to take a deep
Your
breath.
eye starts to twitch.
Oh, I can't tell you how many times I've typed something and gone.
And then delete.
Yeah,
I gotta
but
delete
you know
it.
what? I do that too.
I
will,
get it
like-
out and I go, that
Yeah.
is stupid, Ted. You're just
Let it go.
you're feeding the fire. And the
Yeah.
last thing you want to do is continue to throw gasoline on that
Yeah.
fire.
Correct.
How about you guys?
Well, I have to say I was for a long time a fire feeder. I would just like, like South Bay guys sprinkling the fire
Yeah.
because I would, if you did something that I would find offensive, not aligning with my morals,
Yeah.
offensive to somebody else, or how dare you moment, I would say something.
Right.
I would not be so kind. I wouldn't
Yeah.
take a moment to digest and recently we
Yeah.
we had a conversation about this.
Yeah.
About something that came up and I'm like, well, I feel like I need to say something because this person needs to know that this bothered me just because I'm transparent. Everything I
Yeah.
do from my
Correct.
heart. And if I'm upset with you, I need
Correct.
you to know. That's how we've been, my wife and I have been together 11 years on the
Oh,
first.
I love that.
And we
Happy
still,
anniversary.
Thank you. And there hasn't been really much fighting or whatever
Yeah.
because of the cough. You piss me off, this is why, blah, blah, blah.
Done deal.
But
Yeah.
with certain people, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't work. It's not going to change the outcome.
Correct.
It's going to change who they are. So we had this conversation the other day because I wanted to say something and she was like, well,
Yeah.
what is that going to do? Is that really going to make a difference? Is it going to make you feel better? Is it going to give you what you need? The answer to all of those things was no.
Correct.
See,
right?
here's the thing. I think with age,
Yeah, exactly.
when you're younger, you pretty much don't care about anything,
Right.
right? You're just like, on the moment, here's my answer. You pissed me off, I'm gonna piss you off.
Mm-hmm.
With age, I also think about, because people piss me off all the time.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna be
Listen,
honest.
that's the truth. So
Yeah.
I'm being
don't
real.
think that
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
aren't pissed
Yeah.
off
Yeah.
at
All
you.
the time.
Yeah.
We really do get mad.
Yeah,
Yes.
like there's times where I'm like, I can call her in tears at
Yep.
times. I'm like, you know what just happened to me? But I feel that with age, I also consider the person, and I
Yes.
think about
Where it's
what
coming
are
from.
they really going through?
Right.
They must be going through something in their life.
Right.
Then I get all mushy, and I'm like, they're going through something. They're suffering. I need to pray for them. I'm not perfect, so by all means, don't take it like I'm saying that. But when someone does something to me, I typically, now that I'm older,
Right.
I look at them and I'm like, they must be going through
Right.
something in their life. And then usually what happens is I find out that they
They
are.
Correct. And I think a lot of people don't stop to take
Yeah.
inventory of
Right.
that.
Yeah.
To look at it from the other side.
Correct.
The other thing I thought was interesting that you said, like, I feel like when you feel this great need, because Lulu said it, she said, I wanted them to hear what I had to say. I needed
Right.
them to know how I felt. Well, I get that, right? But remember, once it's said, you can never
not
take
take
it
it
back.
back.
So I think of it, which is probably maybe not the best way, but I think of it as if I don't have to say it, then I'm not feeding the fire, but I also
Right.
still have control
Exactly.
of the
Yeah,
situation.
exactly.
Correct.
I'm
Absolutely.
still the one in control because I haven't said it, and now I'm waiting for them to say their next
Right.
response.
Yeah.
Right.
I have control of the entire situation at that point. But I
Absolutely.
understand what you're saying. I have friends, and I've been in this spot where I'm like, they just have to know how I feel. But
Right.
do they really?
Right,
Do
exactly.
they
Well,
Well,
it's
really
like
have
the
to
thing,
know?
they don't really care.
Well, it's
Right.
not gonna.
You're
It's
not
really
gonna
not
get
gonna
the response
change.
that you're looking for.
Correct.
Exactly.
Correct.
Because typically we're thinking if I say something, they're going to apologize, and it's not going to happen.
Right.
You're going to argue, and they're going to say it was your fault, and then you're just going to feel like shit because you brought it up.
Correct.
And it's going to just worsen the situation.
And then people don't forget. I'm telling you, it's not just women.
Right.
People don't forget those words.
Right.
Correct.
And so if you're just saying it to make yourself feel better,
Right.
try to hold it back in.
Yeah.
If it's going to make a huge difference and it has to be said because somebody's life is in danger, or it's just going to be, this is the end and you got to say your piece, fine. But think about the ramifications of when you speak that out into the world, because words are powerful.
Words are
I feel like words can hurt you more than a kick in the ass.
I
But
totally
you know what I
agree.
think too? I think that when you start going through that with someone and you don't really say anything, or you say whatever you say, it's okay to start kind of backing away from the relationship, right?
Agreed.
And you don't have to say why.
Right.
Arm's length. How are you when I see you?
Right.
And I'm gone.
You have, and I think people are afraid of that. So I've talked a lot on the show about toxicity and how you really need to get the toxic people out. Some of the toxic people are the closest people to you.
Absolutely.
And so you have
100%.
to really be strong enough to know that that is a cancer in your circle.
Correct.
And I did a whole show on just because they are in your circle doesn't mean they're for you, or just because they're with you doesn't mean th're for you.
Well, Lulu said it the other day. She was like, it's like, she said, we have a triangle. We don't even have a circle.
Yeah, and
it's a triangle.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
It's okay to limit, and just because they were for you at one point, doesn't mean the season's over. Yeah, maybe it means that you received from them what you needed. You gave them what they needed from you.
Yes.
And it's okay to kind of part ways. And if it's meant to be, if it's in the cards, in your destiny, whatever you believe in, at some point to come back together and tie that knot again, then that's okay. But if you need to let them go and cut them off, do it.
I think you have to, even if it's a family member. I'm going to tell you I had to do the same thing. So sometimes you have to cut family members out. And it may be you're thinking in your mind, I can't cut a family member out. They really do have my best interest at heart. But if you're constantly sad, depressed, angry at that family member, that is not a good place for you to be. So you have to do it if you want to progress. If you want to stay in that same nasty little doldrums that you're sitting in because of that, fine. But you don't. I'm telling you, cut it. Maybe you can come back to it, like Lulu and Linda said. Maybe at some point you can come back to it, but in order for you to progress, I think that you have to cut it.
So you talked about danger. So tell us, do you have any fears? And if you do, tell us one.
Gosh, fears.
And we all have them, guys. So
we do, but what is my fear? I have to think about that. One thing that I joke about, but it's true, I'm really afraid that my doctor one day is going to say you can't drink anymore.
Oh my God, no. I'm afraid of that too.
It's a sad, terrible thing. It's so surface, but it's real. I fear, I fear for, mostly it has to do with family and friends. I fear for them. When they make a decision that I know isn't their best interest, I know I have to let them be that way, but I still fear for them. Like, I'm not afraid of dying. I don't really want to die in a fire. I mean, if we get that. But there's so many things that family and friend oriented. I'm not afraid of failure because I failed 700 billion times. So people are always afraid. I'm not afraid of public speaking, obviously.
Really?
All right. No. Can you imagine? But I think that people tend to focus on their fears instead of focusing on what you can do to eradicate the fear, or at least mitigate it. And so, but mine mostly have to do with loved ones. Like, I always fear, my biggest fear is not dying. My biggest fear is how my family would be impacted by my dying.
Absolutely. That's how I feel too.
How about you guys?
I feel like a lot of people are always kind of blocking those fears, which is human nature. But think about what could be on the other side of fear. You know what I mean? If you just walk through that wall of fire, that door that you're so afraid of, we hold ourselves back because we're afraid of success. We're afraid of what it would look like if we leave that crappy job, if that spouse that doesn't serve us anymore, that friendship, whatever it is, because we feel we're in that comfort zone, right?
Correct.
So I think comfort looks good for everybody who wants change, who wants to start something new. If you are a creature of comfort, you don't want that. But, what is on the other side of that fear? could be great.
And I think fear's okay.
Yeah. I do too.
If it doesn't scare you, then it's not worth it.
I think fear's okay. Whether it's business, whether it's, whatever. I think it's okay because sometimes fear keeps you in check.
Agreed.
So, and I think that fear sometimes is only looked at as, oh my God, it's a bad thing. And sometimes it's okay.
It's not a weakness. I want to tell you guys it's not a weakness.
Yeah.
I just don't want you to be so fearful of everything in life that you don't take that leap that you need to take. Don't make that move. Don't make the change in the job. Don't go out on your own. Don't break that relationship
Don't get on that plane.
No doubt. But you got to go to Atlantic City on a plane, Linda.
Shout out to Arlene.
We love Arlene Ramirez.
We love Arlene.
She's
That's my girl.
She's the best.
So I just, to wrap it up, I
love it. Look, I don't have to do anything today.
I'd like for you to share with us and with your crowd one of your personal goals that has nothing to do with work. Because this is about the TED show today. It's about TED.
One of my personal goals that has nothing to do with work. Does the TED show count as work?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Personal goals. I want to finish the book that I've started.
Who would have thought that he even? Wait. So let's talk about it.
Yeah. We're not wrapping it up.
So
tell us more.
We've
that's
got a
awesome.
few minutes.
And you guys have to answer the same question. Don't think you're getting out of here without that. So I started a book. It's autobiographical. And so if you can imagine how incredibly cathartic and painful that has been, but it's been such a great thing. But it is about the transition. I kind of do a comparison between what my childhood was and what I have been blessed to be able to create for my own children.
I love it.
And so right now I've written 1-2 chapters.
Love it.
I've submitted it. I mean, we've got some really good stuff.
Do we have
really
a title?
amazing I
yet.
don't yet.
It'll come to you.
All right.
But one of my plans, it's funny that you ask, I want to share the first chapter, but I'm going to tell you it's going to rock your socks. It's not for the faint of heart, but it's an important thing for me, and I think that there are a lot of people who were in my boat who maybe have been able to break the cycle of abuse, have been able to break through. Yeah. And so I keep getting encouraged to share it, and so that's my plan. How about you guys?
Shout out to everybody that's logging.
I know they're all saying, I love it.
Hello to everyone. I mean, everybody's just, I love all the support.
Love.
My personal goal is to, and I know this may sound crazy, but we're on the real show.
No judgment here.
No judgment. My personal goal is to work on not being such a people pleaser.
Yes.
And living more of a stress-free life.
Yeah.
Is that because people pleasing causes you stress?
Yes.
Correct. Because people pleasing is a lot of work. And when I say people pleasing, at times you do pretty much whatever to please someone, even if it's, you're exhausted and you're tired and you can't take it anymore, but you just don't want them to be mad at you.
Yeah.
Right.
And I've realized and I've learned and I've grown and I understand that as much as you try to please someone, you're never going to be able to please someone as much as you want. You've got to. So, it causes a lot of stress. So next year I'm like, you know what? I'm going to, I told you 2019, live a stress-free life.
Yeah. I think we kind of share
day
the
by
same
day.
goal.
Yeah.
I think we kind
day
of
by
share
day,
that.
I'm going to live a stress-free life. I'm going to wake up and live for the present.
Good for you.
And, and love everyone and be there for them and still be a servicing professional, but have limitations.
Right.
As you should, right?
Correct.
How about you, Lulu?
That's definitely one.
Right. We talked about that.
Yeah, we talked about that. Definitely have some clear boundaries. Boundaries are very hard for me.
Yeah.
Me too.
So hard.
It's really difficult.
So
you're
when you're a
like
people, I'm a
us.
totally. I know you guys won't believe this, but I really am a people pleaser.
Self-care.
Self-care is so important.
Absolutely. That's 2019. It's like
that's kind of for me what I'm looking for to remove some of the stressors in my life.
Correct.
Take better care of myself because as much yoga as I teach, as much as I talk the talk, I don't walk the walk.
Yeah,
I understand
I agree.
that.
So for me, to get back to my meditation practice, to my yoga, to being a little more relaxed and making more time for my family because I know I haven't done that and I apologize. I am so sorry. You're right. I don't make the time as I should.
Correct.
So that's really one of my my goals for next year is...
It's like saying no and being okay with saying
no. And not having to give an explanation as to why I'm saying no. No, because I just don't want to do it.
Well, and I think one of the things, I love that, because what I've done, I've started to do, is I've started to say no. And I don't
hard.
I don't want to live a no life, so don't think that you have to say no to everything.
Exactly.
But I recently had, for example, somebody who has booked the show 3 times. And this last 3rd time that this particular individual booked the show, she canceled again last minute. I had to redo all of the I mean, there's a lot of work that goes into it, people.
That is
So when you
correct.
cancel on me last minute and your 3rd time in, Michelle said, do you want me to reschedule? And I said, no.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of no's. Yeah. So don't piss me off in 2019.
No, me either.
And be okay with it, because that's the
Correct.
thing. Like, we go through that where we have people that want to be on the show, and we're like, so now we have a criteria,
As you should.
And because it is a lot of work.
People don't realize, so the show is, so when they do a show, when I do a show, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. There's a lot of post stuff. I mean, and it's us. It's not like we've got a production team.
Exactly.
It's the 3 of us trying to figure this stuff out and try to post it and try to get it out there, try to make it good for people, and then share the message of the people that we have on the show, because that's what my heart is. I want to get their message out. Yes, it's what drives us. So if you don't have the respect, this is 2019, you don't have the respect for me or for Lulu or for Linda in 2019, thank you, next is how I'm going to do it.
So no is going to be the no.
No is going to be the no.
No is going to be the new okay, though.
It should be, right?
Yeah.
Because we should be able to the boundaries, right?
That's
You're right
my
about
new
that.
thing. I'm like, I'm okay, 2019. Woosah. It's going to be a woosah year for me. It's going to be
I love it. Are any parting words of wisdom before we head out? Anything you guys want to share that we didn't?
I just want to say that I'm thankful and grateful for all of you guys.
Me too.
The year is almost over, and I had a great year. A lot of ups and downs, but overall, I loved it. I learned a lot. I failed a lot, and I'm looking forward to 2019. So my word of wisdom is look forward. Don't look back.
Don't look back.
There you go.
2019 is here. Let's move forward.
I think for me, I'm super grateful also, but I feel like I had to go through all of my previous lifetimes of whatever it is that I was doing to be where I am right now.
Sure.
And I'm super grateful to be surrounded by the people that I'm with right now at this very moment. The people that have supported me and the ones that haven't, because that's okay.
Correct.
People that don't support you kind of drive, like, if you don't support me, I'm going to drive you, I'm going to drive, I'm going to show you.
Correct.
Yeah.
But for me, I think that my parting nugget for the day is, it's okay to say no. Be okay with yourself, because once you say no, then you're like, oh my God, but I should have, I could have gone for 5 minutes, and I could have just gotten dressed, and I could have just gone, you know what? No, make yourself a priority. So, self-care.
Correct.
Love yourself, prioritize your things that you really need to do, and if it's something that you really don't need to do, don't fucking do it.
Don't do it.
Oh,
That's my favorite word.
I know that's your
is,
favorite
it
word.
is.
We got to get more people involved in
that
that.
bucket.
Yes.
So my thing is gratitude. I just live that, and since I started living that, it has changed my life.
Absolutely.
And I think that if you are thankful immediately in the morning, this is my practice of whatever, waking up, breathing, I don't care what it is, find something.
Yes.
Anything.
And it starts your day off in such a wonderful, powerful way that you can't get the stuff. You have to subtract in order to attract.
Absolutely.
So you have to make sure you get rid of the junk. Be thankful for the things that you have.
That's right.
And the more will come to
That's
you.
it.
I'm just a work in progress like all of us are.
Correct.
So I'm preaching to you, but I'm just telling you, I'm still do it every day and I mess up.
Yeah.
But try it. Do it once a day. Try it once every other day. I don't care what you have to do. Be grateful for what you do have.
I agree, 100%.
So, I love you guys so much.
We love you too.
All right, you guys are amazing. You guys are awesome.
He's awesome.
All right, we love you so much.
Happy
are we
birthday,
done?
Stacey.
Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday,
Stacey.
Mom, I love you.
Mwah.
And shout out to
Mwah.
Ted. Thank you for being on our show.
Thank you for being on my
First one.
show.
Absolutely.
We love you guys. Bye, guys.
Bye. Mwah.